no entry. Tonight on our news, St. Barnabas MP Shannon Don Cartwright gets the parliamentary boot for one sitting after refusing to eat his words in a row over water rates. Also,
approximately 15,000 names will be removed from the voters' registry list, according to the Prime Minister. To find out why and other details about the Parliamentary Elections Act amendment, stay tuned to our news tonight.
Plus, a convicted killer seeks a fresh appeal in the Brianna Mackey case, arguing she didn't deal the fatal blow. Her lawyer points to new legal developments. Then in our news at 7:30.
A young mother killed in a car crash. 4 little girls now left without the woman who meant the world to them. I'm Delvado Emmanuel, and that story is coming up.
Our news live at 7 starts right now. Welcome to our news live at 7. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Gindino Knowles. St. Barnabas Member of Parliament Shannon Don Cartwright has been suspended from the House of Assembly for one sitting after refusing to apologize when called on by Parliament's Committee on Privilege. The committee ruled both Cartwright and Free National Movement colleague Adrian White should apologize for two separate incidents. In Cartwright's case, the issue stems from a clash in House a few weeks ago when he accused South and Central Andros MP Leon Lundy of misleading Parliament during a debate over water rates. Committee member Glenys Hannah Martin said Cartwright used language Lundy found objectionable, but Cartwright stood his ground.
The members of the committee are not the only honorable members in here, and as a fellow honorable member of this place, who's the subject of this committee, with my duty to my own conscience and the principles that I bring to this, I cannot, in good conscience, give an apology.
It is the ruling of this chair that the honorable member for St. Barnabas, will be suspended upon the next sitting of this House after the summer break.
All right, ahead of that incident this afternoon in the House of Assembly, the country learned that about 15,000 names are set to be struck from the parliamentary register. The major development revealed by the Prime Minister during debate on proposed changes to the Parliamentary Elections Act. While Parliament is set to break for the summer, lawmakers moving quickly to strengthen voter protections, but a pointed question from the opposition sparked a heated exchange between the Prime Minister and the Leader of the Opposition. Joshua Williams has been following the proceedings.
A revelation made by Prime Minister Philip Davis, sparking a back and forth between he and Opposition Leader Michael Pintard this morning as the Prime Minister moved and opened debates on amendments to the Parliamentary Elections Act. Approximately 15,000 names, all belonging to already deceased persons, have been moved from the register's list, according to Davis. These names date back to 2017, he says, and in some cases earlier than that. The Parliamentary Commissioner sharing those statistics with government, the Free National Movement and the Coalition of Independents during a private consultation session on the new biometric cards. This prompting questions from opposition on the removal of names from the list. Davis says the responsibility falls squarely on the Parliamentary Commissioner.
That authority does not reside with a minister, a member of cabinet, or any political figure. The removal of deceased persons, disqualified persons, or ineligible persons is not a discretionary action. It is mandated by the law.
But Opposition Leader Michael Pintard, standing on a point of order, suggesting the Prime Minister misinterpreted his question. He says they simply were asking for transparency.
This is not an accusation. It is a request for further details, nor was it an attempt to, again, suggest any wrongdoing. So I just think the Prime Minister, it's not necessary to overstate the point, just simply point to what was actually sent to you.
Davis responding that while he understood Pintard's question, it's not something that he could answer. But Pintard accused the Prime Minister of being, quote, cute on the matter, saying Davis should be candid about the opposition's question, adding that particular concern wasn't the only one.
All we did is indicated in a letter to the Prime Minister several concerns that we have. So his attempt to mislead the public as if he understands the system and we don't is incorrect.
But it did not stop there.
It's irresponsible to suggest wrongdoing without evidence. That's what I said. That's what I said. See, sometimes you should listen.
The Prime Minister saying anyone who believes they have been removed from the list has a right to challenge it.
Present that case to the Parliamentary Commissioner for review under the legal procedures that now exist under the Act. But it is not responsible. It is not responsible to suggest wrongdoing without evidence.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Joshua Williams.
All right, thanks for that, Josh. Meanwhile, Pintard raising concerns also about poaching, saying it's hurting fishermen all over the country. Even though crawfish season is open, many fishermen say their catches are down. They blame poachers who keep taking seafood from our waters. Speaking outside Parliament today, Pintard called on government to do more, but he didn't hold back in blaming them for the problem.
The PLP, when we were in government, sought to oppose our attempt to reserve the fisheries resources of the country for Bahamians. In fact, the lawyers who generally acted on the other side, one of them now sits as a cabinet minister, another former member of parliament, and while everybody has to earn a living, I believe we have to stand up and defend what belongs to Bahamians.
And of course, poaching isn't new. It's been a problem for years with poachers coming from North America, the Dominican Republic, and Cuba. Pintard also raised questions about foreign fishermen working on local boats.
A number of the Dominicans who had been interdicted, Bahamian numbers. We'd like to know the status of those numbers. Has an investigation been done? We are advised that there are an increasing number of persons who were on work permits previously but are now back on a number of fishing vessels. We'd like the government to explain whether or not they have changed the policy, and if everyone who are on the vessels today, if they are Bahamians. That is an important clarification they need to provide to the public.
All right, convicted killer Dervinique Edwards asking the Court of Appeal to reconsider her 28-year sentence for the 2018 murder of Brianna Mackey. The request comes 2 years after the Privy Council, the highest court in the country, refused to hear her appeal, saying there was no miscarriage of justice. But Edwards' lawyer, Marianne Cadet, argues the case should be reviewed due to new developments in the law around joint enterprise. Edwards was part of a group involved in the attack over a broken cell phone, but she did not deliver the fatal stab wounds. Cadet says Edwards shouldn't be held responsible for another person's actions. The Court of Appeal expected to hear arguments in October. And police are investigating what may have led to the death of an 89-year-old man at Montague Beach on Tuesday. They say he was swimming when he reportedly ran into some trouble and had to be held back to shore. Police say he was taken to hospital in a private vehicle, but sadly, he was pronounced dead a short time later. All right, we've got much more to get to tonight, but for now, it's time for your first look at temperatures. Meteorologist Greg Thompson is standing by in the Weather Center. Greg, I see 93 as the feels like tonight. 93 is not cute.
No,
It
not
is
cute.
not cute.
Not cute.
It is not cute
Not
at
cute
all.
at all. Yeah. And we are going to see a little bit of a reprieve from the heat because we do have disturbance moving across with a lot of clouds, should end in a short while. But it is cooler this evening, 83 degrees outside our studios. Partly cloudy, some isolated showers nearby. Winds out of the northeast at 9 miles per hour. Feels like temperature is still a very warm 93 degrees. Temperatures around the islands right now across the northwest Bahamas. It's 84 degrees in Freeport, 83 in Marsh Harbor, Abaco, 83 also in Great Harbor Key and Nicholas San Andros here in the capital. Alistown, Bimini, 86, 81 in Governor's Harbor, Central Bahamas, 83, Kemps Bay, Arthurstown, Cat Island, Georgetown, the Exumas, Black Point, Exuma, 82, 84 in Coopin Town, San Salvador, and in Deadman's Key, Port Nelson, Rum Key, 81, and into the southeast Bahamas, all in the low to mid 80s there. Once again, 84 in all locations, exception being Delectable Bay at 85, Providenciales 88, and Matthew Town in Agua, the warmest spot at 87 degrees. Satellite radar composite. This is the setup. We have a disturbance moving across the northwest and central Bahamas. That's bringing a lot of unsettled weather across our area. Lots of clouds and some showers and thunderstorms. Some of those showers locally heavy and thunderstorms strong to severe at times. This system will continue to track towards the west. Should pull into the Gulf of Mexico, but it's going to stall. So we expect the moisture to hang around. So looking for some more showers and thunderstorms in the forecast tomorrow. And it looks as though it'll take us through the end of the week and into the weekend. Behind that, high pressure will build in for the early part of next week. So we're looking for some improving conditions during that time. That's your first look at weather. Stick with us. A look at your extended forecast and the tropics still to come.
Coming up in sports, here who made the cut for Team Bahamas headed to the FIBA America.
Hi! I know you weren't expecting to see me here. Now you can find your favorite chicken and snacks in the same place. It's true.
Greg Thompson here, and thank you for watching. Be sure to hit that follow button. And if you want to see more content like this, follow all of our news social media pages. And hey, don't forget to turn on your notifications so you never miss out on the top stories from the team you already trust.
More than 20 years in the making and still growing. Everywhere you turn, our news is there. From Caripta to Karakomanchogam, the commendation of a queen, the coronation of a king, the controversies, our culture, in times of conscience and collective grief, connecting the stories of a country coming into its own, from then to now and still to come. Our news is everywhere, always there when it counts.
Every week, one show drives the national conversation. On the Record, we challenge the issues, ask the tough questions, and dig deeper. We bring in the experts, the decision makers, and the voices that matter. Our discussions shape policy, influence change, and
Welcome to Our Sports is 7, presented by 10th year seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. Let's do show. The list of 19 has been finalized to 12, and the Bahamas Basketball Federation officially announced their roster headed to the FIBA America. Headlining the list will be NBA free agents Kai Jones and Isaiah Mobley. Other players in the front court include Tavario Miller, Keno Burrows, Kentuan Smith, Sammy Hunter, and Nathaniel Bastian. The backcourt includes Garvin Clark, Dominic Bridgewater, Franco Miller Jr., Rashad Davis, and Joshua Dames. The path toward promotion continues for the Bahamas at the Davis Cup in Trinidad and Tobago. The team of Denali Nottage, Dante Armbruster, Michael Major Jr., and Kofi Bow are currently 3-0 after defeating Suriname earlier today in America's Zone Group 4 play at the National Racquet Sports Center. Frederick King and the Murray State Racers dominated each of their 3 games here at the Baha Hoop Summer League. King finished with 14 points and 14 rebounds to lead the Racers to a 93-55 win today in their second matchup against the Calgary Dinos. He also dished 5 assists and hit his first three-pointer of the series. The next time King and the Racers will take to the court, an exhibition matchup against Xavier on October 18th, ahead of the regular season opener against Valentino Simon and Omaha on November 3rd. Miami Marlins prospect Ian Lewis was recently promoted and had a successful debut in High A baseball. In his first game with the Beloit Sky Carp, Lewis's day at the plate led the team to a 7-6 win in extra innings over the Quad City River Bandits. That'll do it for our sports. This is 10YS, and that'll do it here at the Baha Hoop Summer League, but you'll see us back here pretty soon. I got a fantasy football league to win. Back to the studio.
When our news comes back from the break, we turn our spotlight to stories making headlines across the world as Japan marks the 80th anniversary of the atomic bombing in Hiroshima. Plus, the U.S. Health Department says it's phasing out mRNA vaccine development under its Biomedical Research Agency. And new numbers from the United Nations Children Fund show almost 30 children being killed daily in Gaza. We've got a breakdown of the numbers when our news returns.
The concert is going to be dealing with how life was in the Bahamas in the past, what has changed, and what still remains the same. I'll be taking them down, I hope, not Memory Lane, but Memory Avenue. There's a big area we're going to be covering.
Nassau, get ready for a night you simply won't want to miss. For the first time in over 40 years, experience an evening with Eddie Menace live at the Amphitheater, Nassau Cruiseport.
Greg Thompson here, and thank you for watching. Be sure to hit that follow button. And if you want to see more content like this, follow all of our news social media pages. And hey, don't forget to turn on your notifications so you never miss out on the top stories from the team you already trust.
More than 20 years in the making and still growing. Everywhere you turn, our news is there. From Caripta to Karakomanchogam, the commendation of a queen, the coronation of a king, the controversies, our culture, in times of conscience and collective grief, connecting the stories of a country coming into its own, from then to now and still to come. Our news is everywhere, always there when it counts.
every week, one show drives the national conversation. On the Record, we challenge the issues, ask the tough questions, and dig deeper. We bring in the experts, the decision makers, and the voices that matter.
This is our news. Welcome back. We turn our attention now to stories making headlines across the world. Japan marked 80 years since the United States atomic bombing of Hiroshima with a solemn memorial on Wednesday. About 55,000 people, including guests from a record 120 countries, observed a moment of silence at 8:15 a.m., the exact time the bomb was dropped in 1945. The Prime Minister laid a wreath and called for global nuclear disarmament. The uranium bomb killed 78,000 instantly, but by year's end, the death toll had reached 140,000. The U.S. dropped a second bomb on Nagasaki 3 days later. The U.S. Health Department says it's phasing out mRNA vaccine development under its Biomedical Research Agency. The move announced this week cancels a major contract with Moderna for human bird flu vaccine and rejects proposals from Pfizer, Sanofi, and others. Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr., a longtime vaccine skeptic, says current vaccines don't effectively prevent respiratory infections like COVID and the flu, though he provided no supporting data. The agency says it's shifting investment to broader mutation-resistant vaccine platforms. The UN Children's Fund says an average of 28 children are being killed every day in Gaza, comparing the loss to an entire classroom wiped out daily. In a post on X, UNICEF said children are dying from airstrikes, starvation, and a lack of vital aid. The agency calling for an immediate ceasefire and urgent access to food, water, and medicine. Gaza's health ministry says over 60,000 people have been killed since the war began in October 2024, nearly half of them women and children. Jamaica's new rural school bus system ramping up route testing ahead of its full launch in September. By the end of today, 63 out of 122 planned routes will have been tested, including in Manchester, Hanover, and Clarendon. Transport Minister Darrell Vaz, in a post on X, says the process has been smooth so far with only minor tweaks needed, but tire issues were flagged. Officials say new tires are on the way with replacements set before the school year begins. 3 different bus sizes are also being tested to match each route's needs. And police in Trinidad have rescued 13 women and a teenage girl from suspected trafficking operations. According to the counter-trafficking unit, the victims were found during raids at 2 RRR spa locations in Marabella and Cunapia. A Venezuelan woman and 2 Trinidadian men were arrested. The investigation began after a 20-year-old Venezuelan national told the United Nations Refugee Agency she was trafficked, drugged, and sexually exploited after being promised a salon job. Still to come in our news, today in history, find out interesting facts about the day that was August 6th. Then in our news at 7:30, halfway there. A new National Reference Lab is 55% complete. The nearly $2 million building just 2 months into development. Plus, the F&M leader says the proposed bill to sideline the JCNP and form a new independent authority is a major cause for concern, and his party isn't staying quiet about it. The story when our news returns.
He took a PVC pipe because I questioned him whilst I was 7 months pregnant, and he hit me across my stomach with it, pushed me down on the bed, and he would rape me.
I told his daughters he's a rapist because that's what he's been doing to me when they're in there.
He always told me that this was something that fathers do with their daughters to express love and affection.
Because I am a woman, my children are presumed to take the citizenship of their father.
For God's sake, I mean, just morally, domestically, we are entitled to correct the problem that was done in 1972, 1973 when the Constitution was made.
We are overrun with sexual predators, but even worse, we are overrun with people who protect them.
On this day in Bahamian history in 1971, the Bahamas Institute of Chartered Accountants, BICA, was officially incorporated. Then August 6, 2017, Stephen Gardner set a national record in the men's 400 meters with a time of 43.89 seconds during the semifinals at the IAAF World Athletics Championships in London. And August 6, 2021, Gardner also won a gold medal in the 400 meters at the Tokyo Olympics. Shortly after his victory, Shawnee Miller-Weibo won gold in the women's 400 meters, setting a new national and area record with a time of 48.36 seconds. All right, tributes continue to pour in following the death of veteran journalist Nikki Kelly. Kelly passed away on Saturday at the age of 93 at her home in New Providence. In a statement this week, the Free National Movement remembered her as one of the country's most respected journalists, saying her legacy is especially meaningful at a time when the press faces coordinated attacks both here and around the globe. Before moving to debate amendments to the Parliamentary Elections Act Wednesday morning, Prime Minister Philip Davis called Kelly a giant in Bahamian journalism.
For decades, her fearless writing helped shape public life in our country. She did not spare governments from her piercing questions or honest critiques. That is precisely what made her such a vital figure in our democracy. She believed that those entrusted with power should be held accountable and that the press had a duty to ask hard questions.
And the Prime Minister said Kelly never sought accolades and simply chased the truth. His praise for Kelly comes after his recent public criticism of a local daily over what he called a misleading headline. Prime Minister Davis added, more journalists today should strive to follow in Kelly's footsteps.
In an age of partisanship and misinformation, Nikki Kelly remained a consistent voice of independent thought, principle, and sharp analysis. She had the rare courage to write what she believed, without favor and without fear. What I admired about her was her ability to approach a subject matter grounded in facts, always thoroughly researched, setting a standard by which all journalists should be measured.
All right, if you've traveled by the Bahamas National Trust retreat on Village Road, you may have noticed a colorful addition to the exterior of their exit. After 1 year of planning and execution, the dull wall is now rejuvenated with portraits of wildlife designed by local artist and educator Trevor Tucker. Once the outline for each of the 4 murals were complete, the painting was done by students enrolled in the Trust's summer program along with volunteers from corporate Bahamas. Now, Tucker told our news that each drawing gives you a look into wildlife at BNT parks.
Everything is based on animals that can be found on the Trust grounds, or mainly from this one because this is mainly a palm tree area. So a lot of the images feature palm trees in them along with some of the animals that can be found in our parks, whether it's on this island or another island.
And Sherwin-Williams was partnered on the project. General Manager Rito Giovanoli told our news they were involved in the planning and provided all of the paint supplies. He says it's part of their long-term commitment to not only the Trust but also the community.
We always like to include the kids and embrace their creativity. So by donating paint, we were able to have them do something that's actually beneficial to them and allows them to spend the time doing something that is beautiful and more creative than anything else.
All right, what a great effort. If you want to watch the story again and for all of today's top stories, you can visit ournews.bs. That does it for us in News at 7. Up now, Megan Shepherd. She's got the latest headlines. Megan, happy hump day.
Happy hump day.
We are halfway there.
Finally.
Halfway there. I'm glad about it. But hey, before we go, how are you with the paintbrush?
Do you know what? I have a paint by numbers kit at home, so as long as I can follow those numbers and stay within the lines, paint by numbers.
So more like
yes.
a sip and paint kind of painter.
Novice.
Okay, I got you.
What about you?
I don't want to answer.
Perfect, so I win this one.
That's my answer.
All right, thanks so much, Candino. Well, the nearly $2 million reference laboratory just 2 months into development, but already ahead of schedule. Here are your latest headlines. Coming up tonight, the opposition leader calling on the Prime Minister for more transparency as some 15,000 names are to be removed from the Parliamentary register. The PM says that authority falls to the Parliamentary Commissioner. Plus, a new national reference laboratory said to be progressing ahead of schedule. Project officials predicting an end-of-year completion timeline. And is Junkanoo at risk of not making it to Bay by the end of the year? Well, the opposition leader says that's a real concern as government and the JCNP have been in a months-long back and forth. And then,
a young mother killed in a car crash. 4 little girls now left without the woman who meant the world to them. I'm Delvado Emmanuel, and that story is coming up.
we have the details for these stories and more as our news continues in just a moment.
If you want a real nice, tasty banging dish, there's a place on the fish fry. You can't resist. You can watch the sun.
Whether you're battling a chronic condition or offsetting a new injury, Doctors Hospital's comprehensive rehab services offer the help you need now.
Go to doctors.
3 advanced facilities at Collins Avenue, Carmichael Road, and Cable Beach means your personalized plan for care is just a visit away. From physiotherapy to occupational therapy and speech and language pathology, our team approach is all about rebuilding together. For a full list of services, visit doctorshosp.com/rehabilitation. Doctors Hospital, trusted and best care now. Isn't your health worth it?
Things may be tough, but Wendy's got you covered. Grab a day single or chicken sandwich with a junior fries and 16-ounce beverage for just $6.95. Why choose less from the other guys when you can get more? At Wendy's, we're providing bigger bites and better deals. So purchase your Ting's Tough Value Meal today. Now available at all locations excluding the airport and food truck.
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home healthcare supplier. Medical supplies at the very best price, and you can even shop online. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you, at the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online and visit us on Facebook. Call Ports at 377-1771.
In the Bahamas, island time is real. The history of Morris Lumber Company, established in 1945, is etched into the fabric of this proud island nation. It's a story that deserves to be celebrated in full color, and that's where we come in.
Welcome to our news and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Megan Shepherd. Approximately 15,000 names, all belonging to already deceased persons, have been moved from the register's list, according to Prime Minister Philip Davis. Davis's comments came as he moved debate on amendments to the Parliamentary Elections Act in the House of Assembly this morning. The names date back to 2017 and in some cases earlier than that. The Parliamentary Commissioner sharing those statistics with government, the Free National Movement, and the Coalition of Independents during a private consultation session on the new biometric cards. This prompting questions from the opposition on the removal of names from the list. Davis says the responsibility falls squarely under the Parliamentary Commissioner.
That authority does not reside with a minister, a member of cabinet, or any political figure. The removal of deceased persons, disqualified persons, or ineligible persons is not a discretionary action. It is mandated by the law.
A new national reference laboratory is being built at the site of the former Bahamas Mortgage Corporation building and is 55% complete. The nearly $2 million building is located on Russell Road in Oaksfield. The project stems from the Ministry of Health and Wellness's ongoing collaboration with the Inter-American Development Bank following a contract signed earlier this year in May. Project engineer in the ministry's IDB project executing unit, Gerard Simonet, says the development is progressing and backed by grant funding from the European Union.
The upgraded facility will enhance the nation's diagnostic testing capabilities and better support public health responses. The project is on schedule. Actually, it's ahead of schedule, which means it's at approximately 55%, somewhere up in there. Renovations began officially on May 20th, 2025, and is scheduled for completion by late this year.
The reference lab is responsible for medical services, including testing for infectious diseases. Lead contractor at Scorpio Construction Limited, Stafford Evans Jr., is tasked with transforming the space into a modern medical lab. Evans says his team is ahead of schedule, with interior works like drywall, tiling, HVAC, and plumbing now underway.
We're happy to announce that we are well above or well beyond the scheduled timing for completion. Like the gentleman before me mentioned, we are about 55% completed. A lot of stages for the roughing and the tiling and painting and stuff we have started to progress with. Like I said, this is one that we are proud to do as a Bahamian-owned company and represent Bahamians in the right manner.
Free National Movement leader Michael Pintard says his party is concerned about the design of the framework of the proposed National Junkanoo Authority that has sparked debate over the last few weeks. The new bill proposes a major shift, removing the Junkanoo Corporation of New Providence as the sole authority over Junkanoo parades in New Providence and replacing it with an independent body that would also oversee both the boxing and New Year's Day parades, among other things. Speaking to reporters outside of Parliament this morning, Pintard says this is their major issue.
We believe that the government should not be heavy-handed in setting up yet another authority that gives power to the minister over the practitioners in the sector. That's the point. Not that there isn't a need for structure, not that there isn't a role for government, but the principal roles ought to be played by Junkanoos. And then furthermore, let's be real. This is really a concern that politicians are interfering in individual Junkanoo groups' conflicts for political and personal reasons.
Over the past month, there's been lots of back and forth between the JCNP and the government. Both sides are at a standstill, with government going forward with the proposed authority and the JCNP voting to pause all Junkanoo activities for its member groups. Genesis Warhawks is the only group that says they won't be following the JCNP's advisory. Pintard says there's now a real concern that Junkanoo won't make it to Bay Street at the end of the year.
Restructure the way several of the boards are in fact organized. We believe that members from civil society, from sector organizations and others, that they should dominate these boards. And in many cases, we want to set it up in a way that a politician just can't come in willy-nilly and make the changes without coming back to Parliament and seeking to amend the provision that we put in place.
Well, a man is facing charges over a $9 million cocaine seizure that has lost a bid to have his tractor head returned. O.P. Culmer was charged in December 2024 after police allegedly found 1,277 pounds of cocaine in a container that was attached to his tractor head at the Freeport Container Port. Justice Andrew Forbes dismissed the application as premature, since Culmer's trial is still pending before Magistrate LaQuay Lang. The prosecution could apply to have the tractor head forfeited if Culmer is convicted. A heartbreaking tragedy has left 4 young girls without their mother, killed in a crash on Eleuthera early Sunday morning. Now her family is facing the unthinkable, helping her children cope with the loss. Our Delvado Emmanuel has the story.
When I got the news, I was making breakfast for them, and I just started screaming. Like, I couldn't understand.
A summer vacation to Florida turned into a nightmare for the family of Cody Stott Lightfoot, a mother of 4 killed in a traffic accident on Eleuthera early Sunday morning. Police say it happened just after 7 a.m. on Queens Highway. Her vehicle struck a tree and officers found her unresponsive outside the car. She was pronounced dead on scene. Her death marks the country's 36th traffic fatality for the year. Cody didn't join her family on the trip. Instead, she stayed behind to work and prepare her girls for the upcoming school year. She worked 2 jobs to provide for her daughters, who are now just 9, 7, 5, and 2 years old. Her mother, Joy Castor, says she's still struggling to comprehend it all.
Whenever the girls ask about their mom now on vacation, I just distract them and try find another theme park for us to go to. And when I feel like, I can't take it, I lock myself up in the room and just start crying because I don't want them to see me crying. But it's very hard.
Cody was known as a loving mother, a dedicated church member, and a joyful spirit in her community. Her family says she raised her girls on the same foundation of her faith and the love that shaped her own. And that legacy is what they're holding on to. Church members have already stepped in to provide grief counseling and support for the family.
Cody's dream was to be the best mother possible to them. She always said that, she just wanted them to get a good education, go to school, get the same foundation she had as a child.
4 little girls will now return home to a world that's been changed forever. Their mother, their comfort, their provider, their everything is gone. But the family says they will do all they can to carry her love forward. Reporting for Our News, I'm Delvado Emmanuel.
All right, thanks so much, Delvado. Well, we've still got lots more news to share with you tonight, but first, meteorologist Greg Thompson joins us for your first look at temperatures. Greg.
Yeah, thanks, Megan, and welcome back, everybody, for a quick check on conditions around the islands and outside our studios. We had a few light showers, 83 degrees with a few clouds on the outside. The winds out of the northeast at 9 miles per hour. Feels like temperature is at 93. Satellite radar composite. Area of disturbed weather that was east of the islands, drifting towards the west, keeping us with some cloudy conditions as well as some scattered showers and thunderstorms across the northwestern portions of the central Bahamas, even getting 1 or 2 showers across the southeastern islands. But most of the activity will pull towards the west. This area of disturbed weather will stall just west of the area, but we will continue to keep some south to southwesterly flow, and that moisture plume will keep us with some cloudy conditions as well as the showers and thunderstorms in the forecast throughout the remainder of the week. That's a quick check on conditions around the islands. Stick with us. A look at your extended forecast is still to come.
Still to come on Our News. Yesterday, we took you to the west, and tonight, we're heading to the east. Our Danielle Miller has a recap from the 19th Annual Sea Fest in High Rock, Grand Bahama. Plus, golfing for a cause. We'll tell you all about the Rotary Club of Nassau Sunrise's latest charitable event when Our News returns.
In the Bahamas, island time is real. The history of Morris Lumber Company, established in 1945, is etched into the fabric of this proud island nation. It's a story that deserves to be celebrated in full color, and that's where we come in. Morris the Paint Place has been bringing color and vitality to homes and businesses across the Bahamas. Here, color is more than just a hue, it's a symbol of life. Together, we can paint a brighter future.
I'm very excited, and I can't believe it. It's it's a dream come true. When she did call me yesterday about it, I didn't know what to believe. Thanks to Mr. Coleman and his whole staff for what they do, and making sure the customers are taken care of, making sure we enjoy the gaming they do give to us. Chances is the great house to play, even down to the staff, is perfect. They're going to marvel.
Somewhere's Plaza, got it going on, yeah. Somewhere's Plaza, one-stop shopping sale. The family, community, for me. Southwest Plaza, come shop with us. Shop, 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 we've got some
long-standing East Grand Bahama tradition doing more than just bringing people together. It brought a major cultural and economic boost for the community. Our Danielle Miller tells us how the annual festival in High Rock drew locals and guests from near and far. Take a look.
It is very excited to be in High Rock at the 19th annual Sea Fest. It's a beauty. It's amazing to see how the people in East Grand Bahama keep it alive.
Chief Counselor for East Grand Bahama, Daniel Bain, was proud to welcome guests and locals to the 19th annual Sea Festival on Monday. Held on the grounds of High Rock Primary School, Sea Fest featured all things Bahamian, from food and music to kids' activities and a fan favorite demonstration by the Royal Bahamas Police Force's K9 unit. Inspector Lamont Davis says the police team looks forward to the annual tradition.
We've been doing this show for this Sea Fest. We enjoy coming here, showing the residents, our guests, exactly what we do in the police K9 unit here in Grand Bahama.
Member of Parliament for East Grand Bahama, Kwesi Thompson, told the R News team that persons come from all over the world for the festival. This presents a number of possibilities for the settlement.
It is a good opportunity for families to be together. It's a good opportunity for the community to be together, but it is also an opportunity for economic boost in High Rock, economic boost in East Grand Bahama.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Danielle Miller.
Thanks so much, Danielle. Well, last week, the Rotary Club of Nassau Sunrise hosted a golf tournament for a good cause. The 6th annual charity tournament was held at the Ocean Club Golf Course. The event coincided with July 30th, globally recognized as World Day Against Trafficking in Persons, and was deliberately timed to raise awareness about a crime that organizers say remains too often overlooked. Dozens of golfers, including corporate teams and individual players, hit the course to compete for prizes. Proceeds from the tournament will help fund critical services for trafficking survivors, including shelter, counseling, and reintegration programs. Corporate sponsors were also on hand, with many sending representatives to show their support and highlight their company's commitment to social justice and community. Rotary Club of Sunrise leaders say they remain focused on tackling urgent community challenges, and this initiative reaffirms their mission to be agents of positive, lasting change across the Bahamas.
Coming up in sports, the BBF announces the roster for the FIBA America Cup, an update from the Davis Cup, play wraps up with the Bahama Hoop Summer League, and promotion for one Miami Marlins prospect. What do you get? What do you get when you're searching for the whole truth?
Less than 24 hours after the body of 12-year-old was discovered on a track road on Faith Avenue, police say
You get the most comprehensive half hour of news.
Breach of the party's constitution. Behind me is what remains of the Victoria Court apartment complex.
Our News at 7 brings you that truth in all of the day's top stories, sports, and our view of the world. Join me, Candino Knowles, weeknights for Our News at 7. Stay with the team you already trust.
From 2017, one show has set the standard for current affairs in the Bahamas, and that's On the Record, one of the longest running current affairs shows on RTV. We've been the place where newsmakers come to talk. We've sat down with leaders in government, cultural icons, industry leaders, and international experts. From breaking news to in-depth analysis, our conversation sets the tone for the nation. We've tackled the biggest issues on the planet, held world leaders accountable, and given voice to the people. From politics to culture, business to the environment, no topic is off limits. Join us every Thursday at 8 p.m. and again on Sunday at 8:30 p.m. Catch us streaming live on Facebook or catch up with your favorite episodes on our YouTube channel. 9 seasons strong, and we're just getting started. This is On the Record.
Welcome to Our Sports, presented by 10th Year Seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. Let's do show. The list of 19 has been finalized to 12, and the Bahamas Basketball Federation officially announced their roster headed to the FIBA America.
The team is stacking up very well, and we're pleased with the cadre of talent that we've assembled for this window, and we're looking forward to great success.
Headlining the list will be NBA free agents Kai Jones and Isaiah Mobley. Other players in the front court include Tavario Miller, Keno Burrows, Kentuan Smith, Sammy Hunter, and Nathaniel Bastian. The backcourt includes Garvin Clark, Dominic Bridgewater, Franco Miller Jr., Rashad Davis, and Joshua Dames. Team Bahamas was drawn into Group A and will open competition against the U.S. on August 23rd. They complete the second night of a back-to-back against Brazil on August 24th and will face Uruguay on August 26th. The top two teams from each group, along with the two best third-place teams, will advance to the quarterfinals.
We know now that Bahamas basketball is now considered as one of the powers, up-and-coming powers of the world. And so, we need to take this time and use this opportunity to push ourselves forward.
The path toward promotion continues for the Bahamas at the Davis Cup in Trinidad and Tobago. The team of Denali Nottage, Dante Armbruster, Michael Major Jr., and Kofi Bow are currently 3-0 after defeating Suriname earlier today in America's Zone Group 4 play at the National Racquet Sports Center. Armbruster was up first and defeated Josiah Lore 6-love, 6-4. Then Nottage followed with a 7-5, 6-1 win over Yigal Bergen. The Bahamas opened with a 2-0 win over Cuba, followed by a 3-0 win over Antigua and Barbuda. The top two teams in the field of 10 countries will be promoted to Group 3. Frederick King and the Murray State Racers dominated each of their 3 games here at the Bahama Hoop Summer League. King finished with 14 points and 14 rebounds to lead the Racers to a 93-55 win today in their second matchup against the Calgary Dinos. He also dished 5 assists and hit his first three-pointer of the series. The next time King and the Racers will take to the court, an exhibition matchup against Xavier on October 18th, ahead of the regular season opener against Valentino Simon and Omaha on November 3rd.
It feels good, man. Coming from Creighton, I didn't really play a lot, so hopefully I could do my thing down here with Coach Miller. He was my old assistant coach.
Miami Marlins prospect Ian Lewis was recently promoted and had a successful debut in High A baseball. In his first game with the Beloit Sky Carp, Lewis's day at the plate led the team to a 7-6 win in extra innings over the Quad City River Bandits. Hitting in the leadoff spot and playing right field, Lewis went 2 for 5, both doubles, and drove in 2 RBI. He spent 47 games in Single A with the Jupiter Hammerheads and hit .257 with 24 RBI, 13 stolen bases, and 6 home runs with an .812 OPS. That'll do it for Our Sports. This is 10YS, and that'll do it here at the Bahamas. You'll see us back here pretty soon. I got a fantasy football league to win. Back to the studio.
When our news continues, Greg is back in the Weather Center with a complete look at temperatures across the country. Plus, the power of music to form connections. We'll tell you about a Scottish couple bringing rake and scrape alive with an accordion of all instruments. That's coming up right after this break.
More than 20 years in the making and still growing. Everywhere you turn, our news is there. From Carifta to Karakomanchogam, the commendation of a queen, the coronation of a king, the controversies, our culture, in times of conscience and collective grief, connecting the stories of a country coming into its own, from then to now and still to come. Our news is everywhere, always there when it counts.
Every week, one show drives the national conversation. On the Record. We challenge the issues, ask the tough questions, and dig deeper. We bring in the experts, the decision makers, and the voices that matter. Our discussions shape policy, influence change, and inform the public like no other. Join us every Thursday at 8 p.m. and again on Sunday at 8:30 p.m. Catch us streaming live on Facebook or catch up with your favorite episodes on our YouTube channel. The conversations that shape the Bahamas start here, on the Record.
What do you get when you're searching for the whole truth?
Less than 24 hours after the body of 12-year-old was discovered on a track road on Faith Avenue, police say they...
You get the most comprehensive half hour of news.
Breach of the party's constitution. Behind me is what remains of the Victoria Court apartment complex.
Our News at 7 brings you that truth in all of the day's top stories, sports, and our view of the world. Join me, Kendino Knowles, weeknights for Our News at 7. Stay with the team you already trust.
From 2017, one show has set the standard for current affairs in the Bahamas, And that's On the Record, one of the longest running current affairs shows on RTV. We've been the place where newsmakers come to talk. We've sat down with leaders in government, cultural icons, industry leaders, and international experts. From breaking news to in-depth analysis, our conversation sets the tone for the nation. We've tackled the biggest issues on the planet, held world leaders accountable, and given voice to the people. From politics to culture, business to the environment, no topic is off limits. Join us every Thursday at 8 p.m. and again on Sunday at 8:30 p.m. Catch us streaming live on Facebook or catch up with your favorite episodes on our YouTube channel. 9 seasons strong, and we're just getting started. This is On the Record.
This is our news. Welcome back. We're still tracking several areas in the tropics. We, of course, have Dexter, which is now still a tropical storm, well up towards the north and into the North Atlantic. Present position places the system at 5 p.m., 40.0 degrees north, 56.3 west. The winds are up to 52 miles per hour with some high gusts. And, of course, this system will race off towards the east-northeast at 60 miles per hour. Should still stay out there in the open Atlantic. Slight strengthening is expected with the system as it continues to push towards the northeast, but we do not expect this to affect any landmass. And of course, we're watching another area, the National Hurricane Center, giving that a low to medium chance for formation. A low pressure system has formed, some showers and thunderstorms still disorganized, but we are going to continue to watch this one. Should drift towards the north and northwest, but eventually make that turn towards the north and northeast and move away from us. And then into the far eastern Atlantic, that vigorous tropical wave still out there with disorganized showers and thunderstorms. That system will also continue to track towards the west. We will watch this one rather closely as we do expect that system to make a turn. Most of the models will turn that towards the northwest and keep that out in the open Atlantic. But we are also watching another system coming off of Africa that we will continue to watch. That one is expected to move into the Atlantic by the end of the week into the early next week. So we will track that one as it progresses across the tropical belt. Future forecast showing an area of disturbed weather just to the east of the Bahamas. That's continuing to move towards the west, bringing us some showers and unsettled weather across the northwest and central Bahamas. Most of the activity will be pulling towards the north and west. Should move just to the north of us, but the position of that system will keep it near us for the balance of the weekend into the weekend. So showers and thunderstorms expected in the forecast across the northwest Bahamas. Boating forecast all areas tonight through tomorrow. East to southeast winds 10 to 15 knot, seas running 2 to 4 feet over open waters. Tide is presently high, will be low at 1:15 in the morning. Your next high tide will be at 6:57 tomorrow morning as well. Here's a look now at your national forecast. In the extended forecast, we will keep the showers in the forecast for the balance of the week, tapering off on the weekend. Some isolated showers expected Sunday and Monday, but of course, as I mentioned, we are going to watch another system coming off of Africa. The tropics getting rather active, so get your hurricane plans together. That's a look at our weather. Make it a safe night, everybody.
All right, thank you so much for that, Greg. Well, learning how to play the accordion is not something you hear about every day, especially not here in the Bahamas. But it's something a couple from Elgin, Scotland made a reality for a dozen children attending a rake and scrape camp this year. Musician Graham McKay and his wife Magdalena McKay were on a tour in Cyprus last year when they saw an ad for an accordion instructor back in the Bahamas to be a part of a summer camp facilitated by Diana Hamilton. The duo responded and were selected as volunteer instructors. Now, back for a second year, Magdalena says the camp continues to grow and offers an opportunity for the kids to showcase what they've learned.
This year we had a strong group of talent from the Coconut Grove, and the camp was run in Edmund Moxie Center in the Coconut Grove. So the whole group of altogether 12 children, I think we had this year. We had the beginners group and the advanced group. And the advanced group progressed really quickly, and they will be fortunate to perform in Sapodillo tomorrow night.
Graham McKay said once he and his wife agreed to return to this year's camp, they immediately carved out the time to immerse themselves in the local culture. Over the weekend, the couple traveled by boat and joined hundreds of locals at the Cat Island Regatta. He says it's all in an effort to demonstrate to the children that music connects us, no matter where you're from.
We wanted to make sure that we were here for enough time
to visit other islands or see other people play music and find out the roots and everything else, which I think is very important, because I don't have a rake and scrape bone in my body, and coming from a faraway land, I don't intend to pretend that we can be, what they want us to be in terms of inspiring them for the style of the music. But if I can teach them the instrument and how to play it nicely from the very beginning, then it's up to them to find the inspiration that they need to learn to play.
All right, definitely sounds like a performance to check out. And with that, we thank you so much for joining us for our news tonight. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Megan Shepard. We'll see you right back here tomorrow night. Have a safe and wonderful evening. Hey guys, Megan Shepard here. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to hit that follow button if you'd like to see more content like this. Follow all of the Our News social media pages so you never miss out on the top stories from the team.